So we're back. I don't know if we have enough time to really go over some of the hands that I kind of misplayed here, but this one is obviously the start of it. The fact that I folded a pocket pair four-handed because he folds in front of me is just absolutely absurd. I don't know what got into me there that I ended up folding that one. And of course, the unfortunate, it would have only been $1,500 for me probably pre-flop if he decided to raise me as well. But of course, the flop made it even more painful. And then the other hand I think I screwed up on here was this hand. I think, given my chip stack, I can't just call that flop there. I either have to raise or fold. There's no point in just calling there. So pretty much just screwed the pooch on that one, because it's a pretty gross flop for what kind of hands he's playing. So I need to fold or raise that flop, and folding with this kind of board is probably the better option. So that was a couple hands I should have played a lot differently. Obviously the pocket fives one, but I should have saved 500 chips with the king jack of diamonds hand, I believe, too. So that's a good flop for us, especially versus who we're playing. So we're just going to go ahead and raise him right out the gate here, and then just bet it down. Check, call. Oh, thank goodness. If he bet that river, I was forced to call him too. It was a very, very bad river for us. He had queen, three of spades. Well, so we could have lost that with a four or a spade. I wish a queen would have came, honestly, because he would have just paid us the whole way off. Ended up being a safe river card. I was calling it no matter what, but that is a very ugly card. Sorry for the beeping. Let me mute this. It's the dumb alarm again. Oh, it just ended. I'm sorry about that. Wasn't even paying attention. Talking. Look at that flop, or that board. Imagine having pocket nines here, and it's no limit. You bet that river every time too. That's what's awesome. He just calls. If he folds, I raise to 1,000. Playing our position again, and we get re-raised. That is not good. So we're gonna just call the 500 and see what kind of flop we can get, which is a beautiful flop for us. Only two hands beat us right now. We're going to go ahead and raise them now. That was a nice pot. I just didn't feel like giving any spades an extra card there, so we got an extra 500 out of him. I'm sure if he did have spades. So far it's a good start to the hour. Two pots scooped our way. Oh, that's a bad turn card for you. Yep, you were losing anyway, and there's no way you can make this guy fold. I don't know what you're doing. Probably just on tilt, so good game. So we're five-handed again, four-handed on this, so we raise with king nine suited. I need to really talk through a lot of these hands because I'm just making some really bad plays. So bad plays when I'm not talking through them, kind of thing. I'm kind of letting myself talk myself out of the correct moves. I think that's what I kind of did with pocket fives. Kind of scared myself instead of actually looking that the hand started five-handed and then someone folded ahead of you. Pocket fives is very strong then, and very strong to be in decent shape going to any call anyway. So you just have to hope for a good flop and everything, obviously, but Really talked myself out of that one. And then the king jack of diamonds hand too. I kind of talked myself into calling his flop bet because he's just so damn aggressive. It's like he's betting any open-ended straight there and everything. So I kind of talked myself into that one mentally. I don't remember what I said out loud or not, but it was just, hey, please call this guy since we've played so much with him and he's so bad. But mistake is noted, and we'll learn from it. So pair of sixes here. He checked again. If you have a jack and you check twice, I'd be very, very surprised. No, thank you. It's now 6:05 in the morning. My friends just got up. I've been up all night. This is pretty much my sleep schedule. I usually go to bed at like 7, 8 in the morning because I do like to go play at the try to learn at the casinos here in Las Vegas as well, trying to get better at those. I've actually had I think the last 4 times I've went to the casino, I've played bad 2 of the times, and then the other 2 times I've got unlucky. So I've had a little bit of a bad streak, so I'm trying to take a week. This is like I have 2 days left for a week off from the casino, but I'm going to try to continue doing both from now on. Do some online poker. Since there is so much money on here, it would be really nice to just progress my game into online and in the casinos. So we're playing no limit and they're betting limit still, so that's actually a really bad card because king queen is all over the place right now. But since they're just betting minimum, people be calling with high cards or gut shots. So our goal is still the final 6. There are 10 people left, and we are in 9th or 8th right now. So playing no limit. This is actually, now I'm comfortable in this kind of positions because he is slowing down a very large amount of his betting ranges. He has not raised pre-flop very much in a long time. Now the question is, can I raise to about 1,000 here and get these 2 to fold? I have to raise, so I'm going to raise 1,000 and see what happens here. I would expect him to, wow, he's really going to call now. So we need a good flop. Jack high flop, which is very good for us. I'm going to bet 25-25 on that flop. And we take it. So I'm very, very, very glad that they both called now, since I raised the last 2 hands. I'm going to let this just straight go no matter what. Even if it's folded to me, just let it go. I like to believe this is true in any kind of game where you raise and raise and raise, especially a lot of hands in a row. People are going to start taking your raises a lot less serious. So it's okay to lay off on certain situations. Like next time, if it's just me versus him in the blinds, I'm raising with probably 75% of the hands dealt to me. So and you can really tell Ducko is playing a ton of hands with Milano here because he just knows he's a giant fish. That's actually a bad river card for a lot of hands. So I don't understand why he would call, and then lead out on a king and then fold to a relatively normal size raise. Actually, it does not make a lot of sense. You'd think he would be check raising the turn if he's going to lead out on the river, unless he's just calling with some misdraw and wanted him to call so he could see it. But so went 3-handed to the flop. He bets minimum. He just calls. Bobo folds. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense because he check calls again and then leads the river. That doesn't make much sense to me at all. 10 of clubs. I love that hand, honestly, but I'm just gonna play position more here. And we're still on no limit, and they're raising minimum, so that's kind of interesting. It's pretty cool. We've went from literally like 5 or 10 minutes ago we were 13 of 12, and now we're 5 of the final 10, which is pretty cool. So we got lucky on one hand earlier in the game. Obviously the king 5 of clubs one, I think I had good reasons for shoving. I just got lucky on the guy. And then we misplayed a couple hands recently, but overall we've played a pretty good tournament, I think. Not very many good players, in my opinion, in this tournament. So, like, he's been limping on my blinds there all the time, and then he leads out for the minimum almost every time. But I'm gonna go ahead and just check. 5 really not a good card, because it does put some extra outs out there for 7s like that. So we're just going to check fold. It doesn't matter. And we'll see he has a 6. So we were losing the whole time. Jack 6 of diamonds. This is a hand we will raise if it's folded to us. And we fold easily on a raise, so rendering the last video still. Wow, that is a turn right there. I've been raising the crap out of it. They're only betting the minimum too. Man, that's so scary. I shoved them off their hands so easily on that turn. Obviously I have top pair, but I have a draw with it. That's too good to be true. What was my hand? Jack 6? Jack 6 of diamonds. Wow, that would have been a nice turn card for us. So let's look at that again though for Ducko. He calls a min raise with 7-3 suited. Does Precious check the flop is the question, or how does this play? He checks. He bets the minimum.